All right, let's talk about that feeling. You know the one, that constant nagging sense that your brain is being pulled in a million different directions at once? Well, it turns out there's a name for it: popcorn syndrome. And today, we're going to get right into what it is and, more importantly, how to fix it.
So does this hit close to home for you? You're busy all day, constantly doing something, checking emails, scrolling feeds, switching tasks. But when you finally hit the pillow, you have this hollow feeling that you didn't really accomplish anything meaningful. If you're nodding along, trust me, you are not alone. And there's a very specific reason why this happens.
Just picture this scene because I bet it's familiar. You're on the couch, right? The TV is on, but you're not really watching it. You're actually on your phone, endlessly scrolling. And that book you swore you'd read, it's sitting right there, collecting dust, maybe with a bookmark stuck on page 3. This, right here, this splintered attention, it has a fascinating origin story.
To really get why our focus is so shot, we have to rewind the clock way back. We're going to a science lab in the 1950s, where a bizarre experiment with a rat accidentally uncovered the exact mechanism that has us all glued to our screens today. Okay, so this all kicks off with two psychologists, James Olds and Peter Milner. Now, they weren't trying to figure out why we can't stop checking our phones. They had no idea. They were studying something totally different when they just stumbled upon one of the biggest discoveries in modern neuroscience. So Olds and Milner were trying to map out which parts of the brain were connected to arousal, but they made a mistake. A happy accident, really, what scientists call serendipity. They put an electrode in the wrong spot in a rat's brain, and in doing so, they accidentally plugged right into the brain's command center for pure pleasure and reward. The setup itself was pretty straightforward. They had this electrode in the rat's brain, and it was wired up to a little lever inside the cage. Every single time the rat pressed that lever, a tiny electrical pulse would go straight to that specific brain region. The scientists figured the rat would learn to avoid it. But what happened next? Well, it was the complete opposite. The rats didn't just press the lever. They became absolutely obsessed with it. It was all they would do. They completely ignored food. They ignored water. They even ignored the chance to mate. Their entire world just shrank down to this one single, all-consuming action, pressing that lever over and over again. Get this. The researchers watched these rats press the lever up to 2,000 times a day. 2,000. They would do it until they literally collapsed from exhaustion. And here's the most important part. Nobody was forcing them. They were choosing to do it. But why? The answer, it turns out, is all about one tiny chemical in the brain. And once you understand this chemical, you'll see the direct line connecting that rat in a cage to the phone that's probably in your pocket right now. Let's talk about dopamine. You've probably heard it called the pleasure molecule, but that's not quite the whole story. It's really the molecule of motivation. It's the chemical that whispers in your brain, hey, that was awesome. You should totally do that again. You get a hit of it when you eat something delicious, when you get a compliment, or when you finally finish a tough project. And that is exactly what Olds and Milner had tapped into. That little zap of electricity was causing a massive, unearned flood of dopamine. The rats weren't addicted to the shock itself. They were addicted to the incredible feeling of reward it gave them. They'd found a shortcut, a direct line to feeling good, with zero effort required. Okay, so fast forward to today. That physical lever in a cage, it's been replaced by a digital one. Think about it. The infinite scroll, the little red notification bubble, the like button, the next video that autoplays. They are all designed on the exact same principle. They give us tiny, constant hits of that same unearned dopamine, keeping us tapping and scrolling just like that rat pressing the lever. All of this constant, easy dopamine stimulation has led to a uniquely modern mental state. And it has a name, and I have a feeling you might recognize the symptoms. You know, it usually starts small. First, there's this little buzz of anxiety, this feeling of unease when you're not connected. That can quickly morph into FOMO, right? The fear of missing out, that frantic need to check your feeds just in case something amazing happened in the last 5 minutes. But the final stage, the destination for this path, is popcorn syndrome. Popcorn syndrome is the perfect name for it. Just imagine a pot of popcorn kernels on the stove. Your thoughts just start popping, randomly, chaotically, one after another. You try to focus on one thing, but pop, another thought. Pop, a random worry. Pop, a new idea. And pretty soon, trying to hold a single train of thought for more than a few seconds feels completely impossible. And the health consequences here are no joke.
you lose your ability to just be calm, to sit and enjoy a simple, quiet moment, like the smell of rain. Your sleep gets totally wrecked, making it hard to fall asleep and even harder to wake up feeling rested. And then there's that hollow feeling we talked about, right? The exhaustion of being on all day but having absolutely nothing to show for it. Okay, but here is the most important part of this whole story. Here's the good news. Unlike that rat in the cage, you are not powerless here. Not even close. You can absolutely reclaim your focus and take back your brain. So let's talk about how to do it.
Now, this is the key insight. The goal is not to get rid of dopamine. We need dopamine. It's vital for motivation. The real goal is to change where you get it from. It's about trading those cheap, easy hits of unearned dopamine from a screen for the deep, satisfying dopamine that comes from earning it in the real world.
So how do we do that? Well, first, go find real social rewards. Meet a friend, have a real conversation, and for goodness sake, put the phones away. Just be there. Second, read a good book. I'm talking about literature, a novel, something you can get lost in, not a quick self-help guide. It rebuilds your attention span. And third, move your body. Go for a walk, do a workout, meditate. These things provide a much healthier, more sustainable dopamine release because you actually had to work for it. And if you want a simple, incredibly powerful rule to get started, try this. Number 1, no social media for the first 3 hours after you wake up. Let your brain start the day on its own terms. Number 2, no screens during meals or family time. Be present with your food and your people. And number 3, no social media for at least 1 hour before you go to sleep. Your sleep quality will thank you, I promise. Look, this is the fundamental difference, isn't it? That rat in the cage had no idea what was happening. It was trapped in a system it couldn't understand. But we do. We can see the lever for what it is, and we have the incredible power to simply choose to stop pressing it. We can choose to find our rewards in better places. So I guess I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Are you intentionally building a life, one filled with earned satisfaction and real connection? Or are you just spending your days pressing a digital lever, waiting for the next brief hit? The choice really is all yours.